is currently in some trouble yet again. This time, it's going back to the basics. These damn referees.
The Chicago Sky season has been chaotic, but nothing could ready fans for this spectacle.
Reporters, let's talk about Tyler Marsh and the Chicago Sky. Good God. They lost this game to the Connecticut Sun. Seriously, I mean, the battle of crap teams. And the Sun come out on top. But the real story from all of this is yet another black eye on Kathy Engelbert and the Connecticut Sun.
The Chicago Sky season has been chaotic, but nothing could ready fans for this spectacle.
And early in the possession, you see Tyler Marsh. He also did not know why that was called a foul, and he reacted.
Coach Tyler Marsh completely erupted at WNBA referees after another rough play left Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham battered with no call. Marsh exploded, the refs backed down, and fans haven't stopped buzzing. The question is, was he justified, or did he cross the line?
Tyler Marsh just got ejected from this game.
Do you believe Tyler Marsh was right to erupt at the refs, or should he have stayed composed instead?
We got a player in this game, it looked like Aaliyah Edwards, that absolutely committed a crime on the court, really and truly, against one of the Chicago players. And Tyler Marsh, much to his credit, looking right at you, Stephanie White, he appropriately lost his shit. He lost his ever-loving mind.
So, here's the situation. The WNBA is supposed to be professional basketball, but some nights it feels more like a pickup run at the YMCA, where the refs are just the tallest guys hanging around. That's exactly what unfolded when Tyler Marsh, head coach of the Chicago Sky, completely lost it on the officials after watching Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham get straight up mauled out there with no whistle. And trust me, I'm not exaggerating when I say mauled. We're talking plays where any normal fan would think, all right, that's a foul all day. Instead, nothing. Dead A. The refs swallowed their whistles so deep, I'm shocked they didn't choke on them.
Ejected from this game.
Now, you know Tyler Marsh is not exactly the loudest guy on the bench. Most nights he keeps his composure. Even when his team drops games they should at least hang tough in. But there's always a moment where enough finally becomes enough. And watching his players get tossed around on national television while three striped officials acted like Stevie Wonder out there, that was the moment Marsh snapped. This isn't just one blown whistle. This is weeks stacked on weeks of sloppy officiating in the WNBA, where certain stars, especially Caitlin Clark, get hammered night after night. It feels like the refs have a custom rule book with her name on it. Step 1, don't call fouls when Clark takes contact. Step 2, tag her with something soft the second she breathes on a defender. Step 3, look away anytime someone nearly pulls her arm out of its socket. Fans have been shouting about it all year, and now even coaches are losing patience. The moment that broke Marsh, picture Caitlin Clark cutting down the lane, Sophie Cunningham floating near the arc suddenly, bang, arms around the neck, body checks fit for football, Clark flat on the hardwood while Sophie gets shoved like it's WWE. And what do the refs do? They just stand there, hands on hips, looking like extras in a movie instead of officials in a pro game. That's when Marsh erupted. You could read it in his body language. 1 second, crouched low coaching. The next, blasting up like he'd been fired out of a cannon. He storms the floor screaming at the ref so fiercely you could almost smell the Gatorade on his breath through the screen. This wasn't your standard. Hey ref, that's a foul.no. This was raw, unfiltered rage from a coach who had finally reached his limit. He looked like he was about to go WWE himself. And honestly, who could blame him? Now here's the kicker. The refs suddenly developed crystal clear vision. Funny, isn't it? They couldn't see Caitlin Clark being dragged across the hardwood. They couldn't see Sophie Cunningham getting shoved into the stanchion. But the second Tyler Marsh takes one furious step in their direction, suddenly the eyesight works. Now they are alert, whistles blaring, fingers pointing, technicals flying like party favors. It's the oldest move in the book. Ignore the foul, hammer the reaction. And truth be told, this has been the WNBA's issue all season long. You've got stars being marketed like icons: Clark, Boston, Reese, Stewart, and yet the officiating feels like it belongs in a middle school scrimmage. Fans aren't clueless. They see the inconsistency. They see the double standards. And with social media now, every missed whistle goes viral in 10 seconds flat. You can't bury bad officiating anymore. You can only spotlight it. For Tyler Marsh, this wasn't about a single night. This was about months of flat-out disrespect. Chicago's roster has been battered. They are grinding every game, clawing to stay in the playoff hunt. And the last thing they deserve is refs going blind every time their players get hammered. Marsh finally echoed what fans have shouted all season. Enough. He didn't say it politely. He didn't mumble it. He erupted. And sure, coaches are supposed to stay composed. But let's be honest. Sometimes blowing up is the only way to make them listen. Now, let's break down the actual assault. And no, I'm not throwing that word around lightly. Because if you wrap an arm around someone's neck on a basketball court, that's not defense. That's not toughness. That's the kind of thing you'd get arrested for if it happened outside the arena. And still, the refs acted like it was nothing. Caitlin Clark has been taking this all year. Players shoving her, yanking her, chirping nonstop, and the officials just waving it off. Sophie Cunningham isn't new to rough play either. But let's be real, there's hard basketball. And then there's whatever this was. Marsh understood the message. If the refs refused to protect his players, he had no choice but to step in. By exploding, by storming the floor, by nearly getting tossed, he made sure the world knew this wasn't acceptable. The cameras captured it, the fans loved it, and social media went off. Clips of Marsh's eruption blew up online because people are sick of the same garbage week after week. And the WNBA office? Oh, they'll probably fine him. That's their move. A little slap on the wrist, a statement about maintaining professionalism. Meanwhile, Clark and Cunningham will suit up next game, taking hits all over again with no whistle. Because that's the loop, isn't it? Refs swallow calls, coaches explode, the league hands out fines, and nothing changes. Rinse, repeat. But here's the twist. Tyler Marsh didn't just melt down on the refs. He exposed how broken the WNBA's officiating really is. When coaches, players, and fans all agree the refereeing is garbage, you've got a crisis. When your product is supposed to be rising, pulling in brand new fans through Caitlin Clark's star power, and those fans tune in just to see her hacked nonstop with no calls, you've got an even bigger crisis. Growth means nothing if the officiating kills the game. And here's the thing, Clark isn't just some rookie anymore. This is year 2. She's already one of the league's biggest stars. Kids are rocking her jersey. Arenas sell out the moment she's in town. And ESPN is slotting her games in prime time. Yet somehow, she gets treated like the 12th player on the bench. That's not just lousy officiating. That's lousy business. Marsh sees it. The fans see it. The media sees it. The only ones acting like it's fine are the refs and the league office. But every eruption like this one makes it harder to sweep aside. Marsh didn't just blow his top. He threw a floodlight on the officiating circus. So let's pick up where we left off. Tyler Marsh's explosion wasn't about a single game, a single foul, or a single instant. It was about a season-long pattern of the Chicago Sky, and Caitlin Clark in particular, being treated like crash test dummies while the officials played their best Ray Charles routine. And when Sophie Cunningham got dragged into it too, forget it. That was the last straw. Now, for fans who don't watch every Fever or Sky matchup, let's break down why this has turned into such a flashpoint. Caitlin Clark entered the league riding more hype than anyone in WNBA history. She packed arenas before ever stepping onto a professional floor. She turned Indiana Fever games from background noise into primetime must-watch. And what did the league do with all that momentum? They let referees turn her into target practice. Elbows, forearms, body checks, you name it, she's taken it. And Sophie Cunningham, she's a player built on physicality, on pushing back, on never shying away from contact. So when even she ends up on the wrong side of a vicious no-call, you know it's ugly. Because if Sophie Cunningham looks like she just got tackled in the NFL and Caitlin Clark is laid out like she got hit by a bus, and still no whistle, that's not basketball. That's incompetence. Marsh understood this. He knew his players weren't just getting hit. They were getting disrespected. And that's why his eruption carried weight. He wasn't just fighting for a single call. He was standing up for something bigger. A league that craves the spotlight Caitlin Clark brings, but refuses the responsibility of protecting her. And that's where the irony cuts deep. Because if the WNBA truly wants to grow the game, like Commissioner Kathy Engelbert keeps preaching, maybe step 1 should be making sure the refs don't look like they were pulled from the stands at halftime. Step 2, maybe ensure your brightest star isn't getting clotheslined 3 times a night with no call. Just an idea. But no, the league's playbook seems to be let her get hacked, then find the coaches who dare complain. Brilliant. Genius. Even. If you're trying to chase fans away quicker than refs bolting for the tunnel after the buzzer, this is how you do it. And Marsh wasn't subtle. He didn't stroll out politely and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Ref, could you maybe blow the whistle once?" No, he stormed. He barked. He looked like a man ready to combust. He looked like the embodiment of every WNBA fan who's had to endure a game where blatant fouls go ignored. He was the living version of a viral Twitter thread. And fans ate it up. Clips of Marsh storming at the refs spread everywhere. Some laughed. Some cheered. Some said, "Finally, someone's calling this nonsense out." And that's the truth. When fans back the coach, when social media backs the coach, when even neutral outlets are saying, "Yeah, that was a foul," then it's not a meltdown. It's reality leaking out in real time. Let's not forget this isn't the first time Clark's been tangled in officiating chaos. She's had flagrant fouls overlooked. She's been shoved to the floor with no whistle. She's been smacked in the face like it's open season and still nothing. At this stage, the low-light reels of Clark getting fouled without calls are longer than her actual highlights. That's how ugly it's become. So when Marsh finally erupted, it wasn't surprising. It was inevitable. Frustration only stays bottled so long before it detonates, and in this case, it blew up right in the refs' faces. Now, the league office will try their spin game. They'll say Marsh crossed the line. They'll slap him with a fine. They'll toss out a polished PR statement about respecting officials. But what they won't do is confront the real issue. The officiating is erratic, unprofessional, flat-out embarrassing. Until that changes, coaches will keep losing it, players will keep taking hits, and fans will keep torching the double standards. And let's talk fallout for a second, because you better believe refs remember this stuff. They always do. Marsh will get branded with the problem coach label, and suddenly Chicago will face more quick whistles, more techs, more nonsense. That's the ugly, petty truth about officiating. They hate being shown up, and Marsh didn't just show them up. He put their incompetence on blast in front of the entire basketball world. But in a strange way, that's what makes this moment so important. Sometimes you need someone willing to risk the fine, risk the label, risk the blowback, just to say what everyone already knows. Marsh was that guy. And judging by the reaction, fans thought he was dead on. The bigger question is, how long can the league keep sweeping this under the rug? How long can they keep protecting refs while players take unnecessary punishment? Because at some point, someone's going to get seriously hurt on a no call. And when that happens, it won't just be on the refs. It'll be on the league that empowered them. So yeah, Marsh lost his cool, but he gained respect. And in the process, he exposed a problem that isn't going away. That's the story. Tyler Marsh's meltdown wasn't just a meltdown. It was a message. Fans are tired of bad officiating. Players are tired of getting fouled. And now coaches are tired of being quiet. What do you think? Was Marsh justified, or did he cross the line? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next breakdown.